iHeartRadio with Whitney Reynolds and another segment of Whitney's Women.
Woo! I am so glad to be with you, Emily. The big 95 studio is beautiful.
Thank you.
And I'm so happy because we have an amazing woman with us today and an amazing man as well. I know, I love my men, even though it's called Whitney's Women. We usually have both. But we're talking about the hot dog fashion show. Kate, how are ya?
I'm great. How are you?
So hot as in Haute.
As in Haute.
Oh, hot.
But you can say hot or Haute.
Wait, but does it make more sense to call it hot dog?
It's funnier to call it hot dog, but we like to call it Haute dog as well to bring in the fashion part of it.
Oh, so tell us what to expect at this event.
It is going to be an amazing runway show with amazing dogs dressed in amazing clothing from Tales in the City.
Oh.
And you're going to learn so much about Canine Companions for Independence, which is just a great organization that I've learned so much more about over the last year. They help with assistance dogs for people with disabilities, veterans, children, and the teams that you'll see at the event will melt your heart and make you want to become involved.
And that's what the fashion show is all about, really, that day, is going back to this organization. Philip, I want to bring you into this conversation because the fashion show is amazing, but really this organization, companion dogs, these, we've done a couple of shows on the Whitney Reynolds show that we have talked about these dogs, but they're really changing the lives of people.
They are. This dog is bridging these individuals back with the public. A lot of them, if they're in their wheelchair or have a disability, the dog allows a person to come into their world. So it's amazing what they can do. And one of the recipients of a Canine Companion for Independence dog, he was telling a story one time about how when he was just in his wheelchair, he was ignored by the world and known by the guy in the wheelchair. And then, once he got the dog, he was known by the guy with the black dog.
Oh.
So it's amazing, that people then were engaged in his life once again, just by having that assistance animal.
Well, and it's so true. Sometimes people think that these animals are just, animals, but in order to train them, it's expensive. In order to get them to that level of being a companion animal,
Yes.
it costs around $50,000, is that right?
That's correct.
And the fashion show allows these animals to be given into homes without paying a penny, right?
Right. These assistant dogs are given free of charge to the recipient, and not only in the Midwest region, but throughout the United States. They have 7 regional facilities that they provide these animals for. They have graduation 3 times a year.
Had on my show, and they are like guests in themselves, even though they couldn't talk. But what they're doing in the live speaks volumes to people. So tell us, Kate, I'm going to go back to you with this fashion show because you people can't see her right now because she's on the radio, but she's gorgeous. Are you walking on the runway?
That's how I became involved. I walked on the runway last year. Philip was nice enough to invite me, and I walked with my dog, Bodie.
Oh.
And it was such a great experience. And I am walking again this year, but I'm just more involved, all around because it's so important to help raise money for this organization. Because like you were just saying, it's expensive to give these dogs, but it's so worth it. And I know we talked about how they can bring people, socially into the mix with others, but the things that these dogs actually can do for the people, they learn over 40 different commands.
Oh my goodness.
People who couldn't even leave the house because if they dropped something, they would never be able to pick it up, like their keys or whatever. Now the dog can pick up their keys, pick up their cell phone.
Oh, they're more skilled than my husband.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Wow, 40
These are
different
smart
commands.
dogs. These are
wow.
smart dogs, yeah.
So they can really do. How long is the training with them?
It's a year and a half with a puppy trainer, and that's just learning kind of basic social skills and everything. And then it's 6 months really intensive training back at Canine Companions for Independence at their kind of headquarters. Philip was mentioning they have about 7 of them. Excuse me. So yeah, it's an intensive process. And then once the dog is about 2 years old, that's when they get matched with their human.
Oh, how lovely. That is so awesome. I'm actually going to be walking in the show with Puffy Doolittle Heiner. And yeah,
So
she's
great.
I know. And you probably think I'm joking, Emily, with that name because that sounds like a clown name, but it is a
No,
Shih
it's
Tzu.
like a horse race. It's great.
Well, she just took our last name, I want to say 5 years ago, so that Heiner part's new. But Puffy Doolittle, she's been in my life since I was Well, she's 13 since I was 18. Isn't that crazy? So she's going to be walking with me, a little senior citizen dog. So I'm really excited to raise awareness for this wonderful cause. How can people get tickets to come and see all our furry friends?
Well, that's a great question. And I don't even think that we mentioned that the event is held at the Peninsula Hotel, which is a premier place to have any kind of event. They have a gorgeous outdoor patio. We're going to be in the ballroom doing the fashion show, and you can easily buy tickets now and even the day of the event, which is September 14th at cci.org/Haute Dog Chicago.
I love that it's Haute Dog, and I was like, hot dog
No,
fashion show. I kind of like calling it either. I'm gonna,
I agree.
you know, I like the hot side, but I also like the Haute,
Right.
like you said, with fashion involved. So people can get tickets the day of too. It's at the Peninsula. It's gorgeous. It's going to be really fun. What kind of looks will they be seeing on the runway?
All the latest fashion from this year. All the latest fashion. We just got back from a trade show. We have so many amazing dog outfits, and more importantly, the ladies are going to look as well.
Well, Haute diggity dog. I cannot wait for it. It's going to be so much fun. Anything else you feel like our viewers should know about this event? We said the date. We said how they can get tickets. And what it's really going back to is such a wonderful organization. Why don't you tell us about that organization one more time, the website, how people can get involved?
Okay, so the website again is cci.org/Haute Dog Chicago to buy tickets. They can also go to cci.org to learn more about the organization itself.
That is awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on. It's been a wonderful edition of Whitney's Women. And, you know, there's going to be a lot of tails wagging on that day. It's going to be a good one. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for
Thank you
having
so
us.
much, Whitney.
Thank you so much, Whitney. Can you tell people more about where we can find more segments about you and all of your shows?
Yes, actually, our new fall season of the Whitney Reynolds Show comes out October 9th at 6:30 on Lakeshore PBS. We are starting things off with success with confidence. Now, what that means is we're going to teach you how to reach success, but to be confident while you're doing it, because confidence ultimately leads to a lot of successful jobs and successful life. So that's what we're talking about in that first one. We have ninjas, so all the parents driving right now probably just heard ninjas because that's a craze, but they're going to be there, and we're having a live event for my fall season kickoff. So the details will be on my website, WhitneyReynolds.com. But again, fall season October 9th on Lakeshore PBS. It's always a joy to be here and highlight women that are giving back in Chicagoland.
Thank you very much, and thank you everybody very much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For more information, check out WhitneyReynolds.com or get social with us. Twitter @Whitney Reynolds or on Facebook, The Whitney Reynolds Show.